Hello. Sorry I'm late. My mom just dropped me off, and I've never done something like this before. I just want to say thanks so much for circling yes. Thanks so much for coming around with me. Wow. I'm really nervous. Look at all these beautiful boys and girls in the chat here. I'm so lucky. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Welcome to ROM Night! Welcome to ROM Night!
Oh my God!
Why, yes. That is a Barry Wang tie I'm wearing. And if I play my cards right, maybe I'll be burying some Wang tonight. Huh? Hi everyone. Welcome to the Hikikomori Cool Stream. Decided to take it a little easy tonight. This is ROM Night. Specifically, we're going to play some NES ROMs. I've got NES and Super Nintendo hooked up on my RetroArch on Steam Deck here. So NES is what we're going to focus on tonight. And if things go well, maybe we'll do some other systems, but let's just keep it focused. I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed on your special night. I want you to feel safe in my arms. I want you to feel safe in my arms, all right? It's gonna be a great ROM night. Let's give some shout outs to everyone who showed up. All the other wallflowers out there, like your boy Hikiko, left alone on the dance floor once again. Well, not tonight. Incels, gather together. Let's harness all that, what was it, the Kundalini energy. Let's get it all in there. All your reserves. Focus them. We're going to have a fun-ass night here on ROM Night. If you look, we do have a goal. I'm not going to shill it that much, but we do have a ROM request system. So if you pay $10... You know, if anyone wants to go off the jump, that's fine. If not, I'll pick the first one. But if anyone wants to donate $10, we will jump to an NES ROM if I have it. That's really the only stipulation. I have to have it. So if it's some obscure ROM hack, if you want to play Afro Mario, I'm sorry. I don't have it. I just downloaded a basic-ass ROM set from archive.org. My one-stop piracy shop. All right, so shout out to everyone. We got Gun Plus Skate, the first chatter of the night. We got MD Chaos, what's up? Nikos Christos, what does ROM Nights mean? Well, this is it. We pick a game. We pick a game from the NES ROM library, and we play it. It's ROM Night. Smeem Boy's in here, Wednesday time. IRL Glitch, what's up with the wrench there? And the hat. Shout out for the hat. Full night of legally dumped ROMs, I'm sure. I dumped every single one of these. In fact, I was collecting like a full set of NES games in my 20s. I kind of gave up on it, but I did get a lot of the heavy hitters and some rare games. I still have some rare games. I did sell some of them, but I still have some very rare games. When the market was up, I had no choice. I had to. We got Frog Minutes in here, Ian Billington, Ferris Nagatome, what did I just walk into? The love of your life, the one and only, the Akiko, he's here, he's your high school sweetheart. I am wearing this is for real, Barry Wang. When I saw that on Amazon, like, what's that brand, Barry Wang? Of course I'm buying the Barry Wang. We got Master Chief Snake. Hello, everyone. Long time no see. We got Funny Kangaroo. Alex. Everyone's here. Alex with the Flower, Sun, and Rain avatar. I hope you went and watched that Shadows video there. You know, I'll get into that rant in just a second, but I do have some stuff to say. Some of these grasshopper snobs in here. These pretentious ass, I only play pre-No More Heroes pseudo games. Get the fuck out of my face. Go get yourself some punch and come back and try again. Hikiko, in the future, cut out the big chunk of nothing, okay? We're gonna pretend like this went off without a hitch. We're gonna pretend like nothing happened. We can just reset the record if we want to. Hi, everyone. Hi. Some people are just hanging out in here, vibing. I really appreciate that. Thanks. Thanks for being patient with me. I have many different things wrong tonight. But I came to... I showed up. My mom dropped me off for prom night. It's interesting how this happened to me the other night. I was streaming and I forgot to hit the end stream button on YouTube. My stream just went on for another 3 hours and there was just nothing. And people were just chatting away once again. So I appreciate that, everyone. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I've got my 8-bit dough. This is my Pro 2. This is the GameCube one. I got that synced finally to my Steam Deck. So that's progress. We might not have audio for the ROMs tonight. We'll just see how it goes. But, well, see, we're all here at prom together. Everything worked the first time. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good night. We may have to play ROMs without audio. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I think it's driver related. So we'll get on. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Cool Stream ROM Night. This is the very beginning of the stream. We're not like 2 hours in. We're about an hour in, but that's all right. We're extending the cool stream. My name is Hikiko. I'll be your date for tonight. We're playing Addams Family. I did test out all my equipment yesterday. I do a dry run of the cool stream before I do it to give you a little peek behind the curtain, but that's just how it goes sometimes, everyone. You can't predict technology, OBS updates, Steam updates, one little thing in the chain just topples the whole house of cards. But that's all right. I'm in my happy place again. Let me tell you a little story. I have reviewed the Addams. I've reviewed the Addams Family and Fester's Quest on my channel. Believe it or not, I reviewed. There was an old NES video I did called Cult NES Games. We're gonna beat the first boss, the skeleton, as I tell this. There was a Cult NES Games video on my channel. Not my best work, not my worst, but I covered 2 Addams Family games on there. There are 3 Addams Family games on the NES. Pugsley Scavenger Hunt, Addams Family, based on the 1991 movie. And then there's also Fester's Quest, which is the most interesting of the bunch. So, that's my little Addams Family rant. We had a request. The ROM night has begun. We got a request. It's up here in our super chats. So let's scroll back up and read it. We'll give it a little heart. Thank you so much to Never Liked Unknown. Long live ROM night. I'll request the 3rd game I ever owned, Castle Quest / Castle Excellent, you know, whenever. So we're going to do Castle Quest. I do have a little bit of Castle Quest lore I can impart upon you. Castle Quest is a very interesting pick. I used to play a little bit of this growing up. And since we got the audio that's all fucked, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to just go for broke on this one, and we're going to throw some shaders. We're going to throw some shaders in the mix. I'm going to show you my favorite shader. So if we go to... I think it's a preset. If we go to the Slang Shaders CRT Royale is the one we're going to hit up. Okay, this one is the one that I like to play with. It reminds me of growing up with the NES, how it looked on a CRT. We're going to save this preset, and then we're going to save it as a global one. So that's what we're going to see tonight. We got all shaders. I'm going to turn down the working volume, okay? So at least it's gonna look nice. This is Castle Quest. It's not lagging. That's how the game looks. It's one of those old puzzle games where you have to find the key and open the door. It's very tough because you don't really have many methods of defense. I just died there, as you can see. It's also a part of a whole franchise, and I think Fire and Ice, correct me if I'm wrong, but Fire and Ice is a part of the series, and that's Fire and Ice was the game that I played more than Castle Quest. So these dudes can shoot arrows at you. See that little dagger? That's all you get. That's all you get. It reminds me of that game called 1001 Spikes starring Abin Hawkins. I like these old kind of difficult games like this. So we got the blue key. The blue key goes in the blue door. So I think it is one seamless kind of thing. You can like look around the map to kind of like, oh, I've got to get that gold key and go through one of those doors kind of things. I don't know if this appeared on any other system, but this was a fairly early NES game, if I recall correctly. All right, I've got my second wind. Things are going great. Couldn't be more perfect on the ROM night. Thanks all. We got 31 people in here. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for sticking around. You never know what's going to happen on the cool stream, folks. Oh! We got the 1,000-point potion. I think I can't get up in that one, but I do have the gold key, so we can go kill that goblin down there. But you got to be faster than the goblin. He's going to pop one off on me. He got me. The goblin, I got by the goblin. Nikos Christos asks, have you played UFO 50? Yes, I did a UFO 50 stream. It should be in the Cool Stream playlist, but I played the heck out of UFO 50. It's got some solid games in there. UFO 50 is like a throwback to the NES era, the Famicom era. It's 50 new games made by UFO Soft, and it's a really nice throwback. They got achievements. They've got like New Game Plus. There's also a lore to UFO 50 and some glitches you have to endure to dig out the lore. But UFO 50 has a lot of old NES inspired games. And there's like one called House Party that's really addicting, where you have to invite people over to your house and you got to become more popular and grow out your parties before like troublemakers will show up and the cops will show up and kick everyone out. It's like kind of a party organizer game. I really enjoy that one. I enjoy there's a tower defense game called Rock on Island, which is my personal favorite, where you play as a little cave girl and you gotta like kill all these dinos before they get to your cave and kill you. It's a great game. Let's see if I can ascend the tower and get to this. Good pick, Castle Quest here. So, I watched a video. Just to future Hikiko, we're starting a new story, okay? We're gonna cut out like the first 30 minutes of the stream. No, we'll keep the intro. The intro was solid. Future Hikiko, we're gonna cut out like the middle 30 minutes and then pick up from here. How about that? Anyway, before the stream, I watched a really concerning video. Do you all know the YouTuber by the name of Pete Dorr? Pete's Game Room up here on YouTube. Anyone ever heard of Pete Dorr? I'm going to wait for chat to reply before I go on with this. I'll kind of have to give some context to who he is. Somebody said UFO 50 looked like Action 52 if it was good. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. So anyway. Oh, is this a crusher? Okay, it's an elevator. Good. I'm glad I'm not being crushed there. Well, I don't have the blue key. And if I keep going up there, I'm going to get crushed. So we just got to wait it out. Can we take fall damage? Looks like we can. That's good. Josh Rogers says, yeah, I saw the vid. IRL Glitch says, oh yeah, I know him. I saw he had a heart attack. Spoiler, yeah. Pete Dorr is like one of the oldest YouTubers that I followed. He's kind of like a retro. He would fit into the retro game community. Oh, you can't jump over him. He'd fit into the retro game community. He's like a collector, and his channel name is Pete's Game Room. He collects all sorts of rare memorabilia. Like if you're a Sonic head, he's a big Sonic head. I think like his most valuable thing is like a Sonic wine glass that he has for some reason. Thank God for 50 lives. And he likes Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, and he's probably got 2,000 games. He probably has 2,000 games in his collection. I'm not having any luck with this dagger. Anyway, he doesn't post too frequently. He's a live streamer nowadays, but I've been following this guy for maybe 10 or 15 years. Like, he's been around for a long time. I'm gonna give it one more chance to see if I can get past this goblin. I think what I gotta do is hop over the goblin like here, because you can hang in the air. So I think yep, you're just supposed to hop over the goblin. There we go. So Pete Dorr put out a video about how he almost died, and Pete's about 37 years old. He's a youngish guy, okay, not super young, but youngish, too young to be having a heart attack. And he put out this video saying that he had a heart attack because the left ventricle in his heart was fully blocked by plaque. And I'm not an expert, like, I'm not a, heart expert here, but it sounded real bad. And he put out a video talking about how he was just like going on a walk outside of his house, and he felt like a tightening in his chest, and he kept walking, and he was like, outside of his house, and he just kept going down the block, and then he started to feel like the left side of his face, like his jaw was hurting real bad, his back was hurting real bad, and he had like the common signs of heart attack, but you don't know what the signs of a heart attack are unless you've experienced them before, and he never had. And he didn't have his phone on him, and that sounded terrifying. And so Pete, he walked back to his house, and he didn't continue on his walk, because if he did, he probably would have died. And I think he went on to like Google AI or something. He just typed in the symptoms he was having into AI, and AI didn't spit out like a paragraph. It just spit out a sentence that said, "This is urgent. You need to go to the hospital." Like, it didn't give him some convoluted, like, this may be a heart attack. This could be. No, it said, "This is urgent. Go to the hospital." So I think he just drove himself to the emergency room, and the nurses and everything just immediately said, "Oh, we got a stent here." Like, they knew exactly what was wrong with him, and that it was extremely serious. And he was bedbound for a couple of days, and they had him, they put a stent in him. And guys, if you read about like what it takes to get a stent put into you, it ain't good. Usually they like stick it up through like one of your major arteries through your leg, and like stick it all the way up into your heart, and then try and clear the blockage that way. Anyway, it was horrifying. The whole thing was horrifying. Pete said that like he didn't, he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke. He's fairly active, I think. He goes for walks and things like that. But he said that his diet wasn't the greatest. And I'll have to say, like, my diet, like, I started thinking about myself. Everyone thinks, like, oh, man, what am I eating? What am I doing? And I would say that, I immediately got worried watching this video, because it's horrifying. Like, it's horrifying anytime you hear somebody so young suffering a heart attack, because you're just like, oh shit, what were the signs? What could have been prevented? That sort of thing. And it seems like, sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. And Pete himself thinks it may have been related to like diet and things like that. And he hadn't gotten a checkup in a while. And for me, like, I would say I do pretty well in terms of like exercise. I go for a walk or I exercise at least 5 times a week. And I'm not exaggerating. I'm not just saying that to brag, but I'm just a Nancy kind of guy. I have to get up and go and move and do things. I move around a lot. And as far as like eating, I eat pretty healthy 5 days out of the week, but I'd say on the weekends I do kind of eat bad. I will get fast food like maybe twice a week. And like even that is probably not great. Even though I do exercise, even though I like eat pretty good most of the time, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Even though I have like other healthy habits, it's still like Pete's video had me so concerned that after I watched it, I left him a nice comment and I said, Pete, this is an important video. I'm getting a doctor's appointment. I'm signing up for a doctor's appointment, a physical right now. And I swear to God, that's what I did. All right, Castle Quest guy, I'm sorry. It's not my kind of cup of tea, but I hope you appreciated it. I gave it my best shot. I want to go back to Adventure Island, even though the audio is kind of buggy. I'm decent at Adventure Island. Sorry I made you wait so long for this one though. Never Liked Unknown said, my mom had heart surgery recently too. I'm sorry, is everything okay? How old's your mom, if you don't mind me asking? I don't know, there's a lot of different factors when it comes to heart health. Stress, environment, diet. I mean, like it's ubiquitous to your whole system, right? So like almost anything can cause some heart problems. And I am trying my best. Like, yeah, I would say ever since I hit my 30s, I have taken my health very seriously, because I would say in my 20s, I did a lot of sitting. I did, go for walks and I jogged and stuff, but I really didn't take care of myself food-wise. I just ate whatever. And when I was a teacher especially, I was always stressed the fuck out. And I ate awful. I ate like big chocolate milks every day, breakfast sandwiches, anything to make the noise go away. Anything to make that little... the internal screaming, anything to get that to stop is what I did, honestly. But ever since I hit my 30s, I just kind of changed my life in a lot of ways. I started, going to the gym. I started exercising regularly. As I said, about 5 times a week, guys. I get up off my ass and I do something. And it's helped a lot. Like, it's really helped me get out of my I don't know, doom and gloom stuff. Like, we all have moods. We all have bouts of bad times and stuff like that. But getting out in the sun, going for a walk, clearing my mind is, I think, helped improve nearly every aspect of my life. I try and preach the gospel of it, but I don't want to force anyone. Like, people got to come to their own conclusions, I can only tell you how cool it is and fun that it is to just go for a nice walk and be alone and listening to some good music or a podcast or something. And I think I always like saying I'm paying myself in advance. I don't really know what the calculation is on these things, but I feel like if I go for an hour walk, like maybe I'm buying 8 hours of time in the future, right? They say smoking a cigarette takes a minute off your life, but I've never really believed that statistic, because is it the minute that you smoke the cigarette? Because that kind of that seems like a wash in that particular circumstance, right? You smoke a cigarette, that usually takes people a couple of minutes. Maybe it removes 2 minutes off your life. Or is it in addition to the action itself, right? But I feel like, you know, if you go for a walk, and I tend to walk for about 5 miles when I do, that 5-mile walk maybe takes me like an hour and a half, depending on how I'm feeling. And I feel like that adds 8 hours to my life. I have no like scientific proof that's the case, but that's what it feels like. Never Liked Unknown said, your mom's 76. She was experiencing symptoms similar to COPD for almost a year beforehand. She's in recovery. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's actually not surprising. I mean, she's 76, so I'm glad she's recovering. 76. Wow. That's a good run. No, I'm not saying your mom's dying, but I'm saying that's a pretty good run. If Hikiko makes it to 76, I consider that a success. People in my family die pretty young, unfortunately. Like, really young. Not usually due to any sort of, like, pre-existing condition. It's some random circumstance, usually. Maybe a string of bad luck. Like, one night, you're trying to run a ROM stream, and then everything in your life completely collapses in front of an audience of people. You know how that goes. I'm sure that's a situation we can all relate to. So, Adventure Island 2 here, if you can't see it, there is a bar up there. That's a hunger meter. This game really does force you to play it kind of speedy. You can't really slouch too much. You got to go and look for some food. Master Higgins is starving. This is one of my favorite childhood games. I used to rent it all the time. I didn't own it until I was an adult. I literally just spent weekends and weekends renting it from the same place. There are 4 Adventure Island games, I believe, on the NES. One of them did not release in North America. We got 3 of them, but the 4th one is more like an RPG, if you can believe it. Nikos Christo says, I came here for ROM gameplay. I'm going to leave with an existential crisis. Well, yeah, that's every cool stream. No. Don't feel that way. But I think Pete's video, and listen, guys, I've been on YouTube for a while, and there are some YouTubers that I followed that have died. There are a lot of dead homies out there, and some of it could have been prevented. I'm not going to name some names because I feel that might be a little disrespectful, but there was this one guy that I followed for a long time. He was like an OG ranter, and he ranted about games and anime and all. Like, you know, he did it straight off the cuff, the Kino Dogme 2007 style, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. But I think he was like only 25 years old. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was 25 years. It's almost been like 10 years since he died. But he died of heart failure, I believe, on the operating table. He was a hefty guy. I want to say he weighed like no less than 300 pounds. I mean, there's contributing factors there. But it sucks. Like, you know, it sucks like when you see somebody in the prime of their life that has that brings a lot of people happiness and then had a lot of creativity, and it's gone, you know. And I'm not blaming him, you know. Everyone's got a different set of life circumstances. You know, people are raised differently. People have different habits. There's genetics. There's a lot of things that play into how much time you got on your clock, you know. So, it sucks. I've seen a lot, and it's odd too, because a lot of the people that I have seen that have died on YouTube, like, it wasn't like, you know, anything that they knew about it. It just kind of, they got diagnosed or they just felt off one day and then boom, you know, it just hit them all at once. A lot of that. I don't know what, you know, I can do. I'm going to try and stay alive as long as humanly possible. I'm going to outlive all of my enemies. Those bastards. But that's my pledge to you all, is I'm going to do what I can to keep HM going for a very long time. I don't know if I'm scared of death. Here comes that, I came here and now we're getting existential talk, but I think I've accepted it over time. And I'm trying to, make the most of things. That Japan trip, the reason why I've been to Japan 3 times is because, maybe I might not get another one. Maybe something catastrophic will happen either in my life or in my country or something. Because, something did happen that did prevent me from going to Japan before. When the pandemic hit, I was barred from going to Japan just due to their border control and how they were trying to handle the spread of things. So that kind of snapped me out of it. Okay, now I've got no choice. If I want to go and I want to do these things, now is the best time to do them. Or any chance I get, take it. Because I would say for my 20s, I was very much afraid to take risks and go out and live my life and do something wild like go to Japan. Okay, here's my favorite partner. This is the pterodactyl. Very hard to control because you have to tap, but you can drop these little stones on things, and they can act as an option in a shoot 'em up. So we're going to go to the boss fight here, which is this weird plant thing. It's like a contra boss, and they'll assist you. So now I got a little pterodactyl partner for the boss fight. It's kind of cool. This fight is very strange. These little pods come out, and the vines don't hurt you. I think they're just an aesthetic thing. They just look cool in the background. My pterodactyl partner is just not arcing the right way, not helping whatsoever, but he's cute. And I lost him. I just lost it all. That's okay. The cool thing about Adventure Island is you can bank all the dinos you collect and weapons you collect over as well. So I think it's only the stone axe, but you can bank all your dinos. So I got some dinos in reserve here. So we're going to go with the blue one, the tail swiper. And I think I can get my pterodactyl back. And I got my stone axe, yeah. So we'll try and get the pterodactyl back. They also act as another hit because otherwise, yep, like that. Otherwise, Adventure Island is a one-hit, you're dead kind of situation, which gives it that nice, crunchy, old NES hard vibe. Anyway, going back on my thought. In my 20s, I witnessed a lot of death. A lot of death. I had friends just in my personal life die. Drug overdoses, suicide, that sort of stuff. And it crushed me. What can I say? I really didn't know. I didn't have answers, when somebody dies, you're looking for answers. They're were there signs? Were there anything that could have stopped this, prevented this? What was the last thing I said to them? That sort of thing. And for a while, I was really bummed out about a lot of things. And there was this one guy I especially knew that kind of really inspired Hikikomori media. The most talented, funny guy I ever met in my life. The kind of guy that just lights up a room and makes everyone happy. He'll see the person sitting by themselves, go over there, crack a joke and stuff, and really took me under his wing when I was younger. And I was this guy is going places. One of those kind of deals, somebody that you just think is super, super talented and funny. And I lost that guy. And I lost that guy. It was one of those sudden things. I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I lost somebody that I thought was extremely talented and nice and just a good soul. Just a good dude overall. And I thought to myself, damn, if this dude didn't make it, and this dude, had all the stuff in the world, how the fuck am I gonna make it? That sort of thing. And I thought about him for a very long time, and I like, you know, whenever I make decisions about, like, you know, how I'm going to approach things in my life, I think about, like, what would he do in this situation? Like, I could take another pathway here. I could do something really shitty and passive aggressive and make this other person who's bumming me out, like, feel bad like I'm feeling. Or I can approach it like my old friend would, you know? And so I feel like a lot of the way I view life and you know, the jokes I make and the way I try and include people in my life, it's all based around that dude. And I wouldn't be doing Hikikomori Media if it wasn't for, like, the old people that I knew, the ones before us, you know, the people who took the chances and made the risks and came over and inspired you in some way, you know? And I thank him a lot. I think about him a lot, and I thank him a lot because he really gave me the courage to come out of my shell. Like, you know? Some people said in chat is like, Hikiko and Miles, there's a difference. They're two different. And there's some truth to that, for sure. I would say, you know, Hikiko is somewhat... It's weird even saying that, like that there's some, like, dissociative identity disorder situation going on here. But I feel like there is a bit of a character whenever you know, present something, like when you're in entertainment or streaming or something like that. But I try to let things go a lot more. I think, you know, as you get older, you realize, like, how much time you waste over petty drama or shit that doesn't ultimately matter, right? That's probably, like, you know, one of those things that I think eventually that's a conclusion everyone arrives at. It's like, okay, you know what? do I really care? Do I really want to go through this again? Or maybe somebody's having an off day. I'm not going to hold it against them. Let's move on. Or I'll go over and do my thing. And that kind of sense of understanding of who you are, you know, it comes with that experience. Like, this is what I like, this is what I'm doing, come join me or don't, fuck off, you know? And that in itself is pretty liberating too. Fathier says, okay, it's been hard for you, Miles. Hikiko is more the Japan side of Miles. Maybe, I don't know. The first, yeah, I see. Yes, Gunplus says the first face you show to the world, the second face you show to your close friends and your family, and the third face you never show to anyone. Yes, that is an old Japanese proverb. The masks, right? I'd like to say ultimately, I'm harmless. But I'm a little crazy because of, like, once you kind of experience death, or you've been near it, or I don't know, you've seen a lot of random things happen. It does, like, jade you in such a way, like, where sometimes for the better. I feel like it hit me for the better, like, where I just don't take things as personally, and I just don't, I try and make the moments count, you know? When I'm with a friend, when I'm doing a cool stream, when I'm playing video games, I gotta share that with people, you know? I don't know if I was put here to do that. Watch this be my last stream. Watch me, like, die right after the stream. I don't know if I was put here to do that, you know? But it does feel like natural. It feels right to do. And I like doing it. And my other avenues for creativity kind of dried up. You know? HM is, like, really the only thing that I've stuck to. I don't think I've had a job as long as I've had HM. I don't think I've had some friendships as long as I've had HM. No, I've had some lifelong friendships. What can I say? But I don't think I've ever committed to something like this. So I really enjoy it. And Pete's, I don't know. Pete, thanks. Shout out to Pete Dorr. Shout out to Pete's Game Room. Because it really kicked off, like, you know, an inspirational thing and a wake-up call, that sort of thing. When you see a young guy like that, the prime of his life, with so many more Sonic memorabilia to collect, you know, and more game room tours, you know, where the fuck are they? But it did, you know, inspire me to go out there and get a checkup. I'm pretty bad about that. I'm pretty bad about going to the doctor in general. So it was very needed, we'll say. So shout out to Pete. We're going to change some topics, something more lighthearted. Let me read a little chat. Thanks for all 34 of you who came back during this technical disaster. Once again.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for the stream eccentricities, you know, little hiccups. But we're going to switch ROMs, shall we? What are we feeling? What am I feeling here? Should I try Back to the Future? This is like literally one of the hardest games on the NES by far. AVGN was not exaggerating. I had my babysitter growing up had the Back to the Future games. Back to the Future 1 is tough, but the sequel is even more insane. 2 and 3. I don't know if I even have that on here. Maybe I deleted it out of frustration. I do that sometimes. Also, Bill and Ted's so bad. Probably one of the hardest adventure games ever made. The physics are all messed up. It's at a weird isometric angle. You have to throw pudding at villagers and placate them so you can move on, and then you have to dial phone numbers and go to like 20 different eras of time and then find the celebrity and give them a particular item. Too crazy. I do love Bubble Bobble. Me and my cousin used to play this shit all the time. Let's play some Bubble Bobble. My cousin might be watching this. Shout out to my cousin. Is Hikiko Zach or the other guy? There's Hikiko, there's York, there's George, there's Phil, there's all sorts. Do you have Shatterhand? Yeah, I think J-Spot requested Shatterhand. I might have to play that. So this is Bubble Bobble. If you've ever played Bust-A-Move in the arcade, Bust-A-Move is a puzzle game. That's where Bub and Bob are currently. This has 2 games on the NES. The goal is you're a human turned into this little bubble-blowing dragon thing, and you have to turn back into a human. There's a trilogy of Bubble Bobble games. There's Rainbow Islands, Bubble Bobble, and Bubble Bobble 2. And then I believe there's Bust-A-Move, and then there may be some other ones. Oh, no! I forgot about that. Whenever there's the last man standing, he turns red. Bubble Bobble is so good because there's a lot of, like, level skips and hidden secrets and stuff like that. There's also techniques to learn, like the bubble jump. So you can, like, actually ride these bubbles. Like, when you blow one, you can, like, ride it through the stage and hop on it like this. And then go up to different platforms. There's also a timer. If you take too long in the level, the Grim Reaper will come by and just kill you instantly. So, Bubble Bobble, I feel, is best played with a friend. And there's, like, special items that spawn, too, in the level. So you want to collect all the fruit. There's, like, additional upgrades. There's level skips. Game's really tough. The final boss is ridiculous. Oh, yeah, there's special bubbles, like lightning bubbles. So you have to beat the final boss. He takes, like, 30 hits. It's nuts. Way too hard for, like, a, 10-year-old Hikiko. But we managed back then. We really did. It's such a... This is like one of those games like where they make like little symbols out of the stage or like little shapes out of the stages, like objects, kind of like Anticipation. Oh no! Okay, this right here is the water bubble. You can send out like a tidal wave once you pop it. And it really does push all the enemies, so it's going to hit that red one, maybe. See, the red one's gonna pursue me. So it automatically kills the enemies, and it turns them into crystals, and you get 6,000 points. Shit's Kino. I absolutely love Bubble Bobble. David says, my kids love Bubble Bobble. That's good, man. You're teaching them right. I honestly, if I had kids, I don't. But if I had kids, I think I would do like a blast from the past situation where I just build a bomb shelter in my backyard, and then like I try and tell them that, you know, the world has been destroyed and all this and that, and we only have like NES games. Like, well, every couple of years I give them a new system, but like for the first, you know, when they're 5 years old, they can only play the NES, right? And then we read books, of course, but they can only play NES games and watch VHS tapes. And then, you know, every few years, like, you know, I'd millennial them, right? I give them a millennial timeline. Like, okay, oh, hey, look, it's Laserdisc, or you know, oh, it's Betamax, so cool. And then, you know, they just keep, you know, the government keeps releasing new movies and stuff when we throw them in there. You know, just train them in, and then like when they turn 18, like, oh no, I accidentally left the hatch door open. And then they enter the real hellscape and then have their own existential crisis once they like discover social media. Or maybe I just like create my own antiquated form of like MySpace, like just how I had to do it, you know? I make MySpace for my kids, and then like I create a whole bunch of fake profiles and stuff like that of other shelter kids. And then like, you know, I create one persona where I bully my kids. Yeah, I leave some troll ass comments and mock their profile pictures and shit like that. That's how you do it. That's how you raise them right, the millennial way. You keep them in the bomb shelter and you gaslight them for 18 years, and then you let them know. You let them go. Because every kid's gonna rebel against you eventually, right? But why not, you know, like give them a good reason to? And that's why I don't have kids, folks. I have thoughts. Like, I got it. It's, you know, it's protecting them, but it's also showing them Kino. Like, you know, it's not giving them just Fortnite and my credit card, okay? It's giving them a lesson in, you know, the Japanese canon, the great Japanese canon of video games. Because, unfortunately, like millennials, and I don't know about Zoomers, like me, some Zoomers experienced the analog era, just a little bit of the analog era, but millennials we got a foot in like two generations. Like I was having a conversation with my friend about this. It's like everything I learned in school is damn near irrelevant now. Like all this advice, all this shit that my teachers told me is essentially worthless. Like they could not have anticipated smartphones, social media, AI, search engines, all that. My fucking teachers growing up barely knew how to operate email, okay? They probably still don't. But they didn't know anything. I had to learn. Everything I know about computers and technology was from being poor white trash, and then getting hand-me-down computers and hand-me-down systems from my rich-ass cousins. Like, oh, I don't need this anymore. Here we go. You know, 2-car households, 2-parent families, that sort of thing. Like, that in itself, what a gift. But I was lucky to get like Windows 3.1 or an Apple II computer, you know, way past its prime. So everything I got in my life, it was like do or die. Like this was my only connection to technology, and if this thing broke, I was screwed, because there ain't no way my family's gonna replace any of this, right? So I had to be resourceful, and I think just being destitute, like, you know, being poor, growing up, you know, when I did, was kind of a gift. I learned not to take it all for granted, just from that, you know, just from that experience. Oh man, we died, but so that was a good run of Bubble Bobble. Oh my god, these Bugs Bunny games. I will say, out of the two, Crazy Castle's actually fun. Birthday Bash is awful in every regard. It's a terrible 2D platformer. Crazy Castle is like a Lemmings kind of puzzle game. Mario versus Donkey Kong kind of game. Josh Rogers says, remember when they had us learning cursive? Yeah, I still write. I'm insecure about my cursive. I'll tell you why. I signed my name in cursive. Hikiko, I signed that in cursive. But when it comes to writing somebody a letter or a note or something, I print it. And I try and print it in a way that I think other people can read it. So I take it very slow and big, text and all that. I've written things in cursive, and I've, like, for my students, when I was a teacher, I would write notes to my students like, yeah, fix this, X this out, try this and that. And they'd come back and they'd be like, Mr. Hikiko, what did you mean by this? So then I just started like emailing them notes. I just said, fuck it. At a certain point, I just told them, all right, just email me your paper. Email me your paper and I'll just write you back, And that's how it works nowadays, sadly. I used to love writing notes to my friends. Things did evolve over time, text messages and the like. We used to write each other notes on our calculators. This is kind of embarrassing, but we used to write our notes on our calculators. There was like a graphic function in our calculators where we could write little functions, and it would just be long form notes, like a notepad kind of thing on our old ass calculators, and pass them back and forth. And I remember in my mind, oh, did we? Hey, thanks for subscribing, Condos Gaming. And I remember when the Nintendo DS came out, it blew my mind because of PictoChat. I'm literally one of the only people that thought PictoChat was a good idea. But you had to be, for PictoChat, you had to be, I think, at least within 50 feet of your recipient. So, like, me and my buds in other classrooms, if they were in a nearby classroom, I could, like, sketch them things and we could talk to each other. But PictoChat was such a wild thing. I thought it was like, I was like, this is going to change everything. But now, like, looking back, let me reset. Let me restart. This is a bad contra run. Up, up, down, down, left. Fuck it. I messed up. Whatever. I want to get the spread shot. I thought PictoChat was the craziest thing. Nowadays, like, there's so many different messaging applications. I feel like a boomer. There's Snapchat, Messenger, there's Instagram, Telegram, there's Signal. Like, it's just overwhelming. I don't even know where everyone's at nowadays. I really feel like a man without a country. I honestly just like SMS. Hey, we got another $10 from Never Liked Unknown. I'll keep the trend going. How about a little Cocorone? I don't think I've ever played Cocorone. But this is ROM night, everyone. And ROM night, it's dealer's choice. So $10 with Cocorone is the game. Let's see if I have it. I do. I'm going in blind. I have no idea what to expect from this. I think I've heard of this. But thank you so much, Never Liked Unknown. We're switching it up. We got 3 likes in there, so what is this? Translation. I guess I translated this at some point. Okay. To peer, I can create any dream. I'm the wizard of the dream world. So what kind of dream do you want today? A fun dream, sad dream, pleasant dream? Or a magical dream? All right. Is this going to be some LSD thing? This looks phenomenal. What is going to happen here? I can't even tell what genre of game this is going to be. This is the magical dream world. Ruro, the princess of the dreamlike kingdom, has been captured by evil forces. You must go on a journey to rescue her. You are the hero, of course. You can take any form. No way. Is this a Kirby-like game? Which will you choose? Okay, people are saying this is gonna be fun. Is this an RPG? Oh my god. They have a character creator on the NES? Dudes. What? Okay, everything has a weight and HP to it. We got an SD Gundam. The alien looks pretty cool, but he only has 4 HP. Get the hell out of here. Face. Just face. Dragon. Or the Cyclops, they call it the Ghost. Dude, what do we want? What do we want? I'm kind of digging the monster. Let's go with that. Nice. Dude, the body types. What? What is this? The buggy or a tank? Or a cyborg with a dragon head? A jet? This looks like a wrestler, like I'm in a Speedo here. Or wings. Like the HP, the weight goes up to 499 if I'm the jet. Does a jet weigh more than a... Wow, that's crazy. Alright, let's go with the cyborg body. I'm gonna play it safe. You get to pick your weapon? Paracel, boomerang, shuriken, ball, pencil, crystal, flower, or melody. I don't even know. I've never been presented with these kinds of options before, but of course we're going with the pencil. A 3 attack. It's only 25. It's a hidden gem, folks. And your name. I don't know how many characters. It looks like I can only fit 4 of them, but that's because it was... We're Hiki. We're going with Hiki. Old Hiki man. Lives 2, time, HP. So this is just like a random roll kind of game? Is it procedurally generated? Oh, and you get to test them out. When was this game released? Was this like a late in life Famicom game? That's a pencil. I'm shooting pencils, guys. All right, I'm down for this. I'm down for this. This was a good pick. I've never heard of Cocorone. 1991. A good vintage for NES games. Bros, this is like that Totally Rad game. Oh, it's like Mega Man. It's like Mega Man. No, we're not gonna die to the first guy. Get at... No! Does it alter the stage too because I picked the pencil? The pencil is doing 0 damage, by the way. And I think that layer was a pit. Did I die? Hold on. Let's give it another try. Oh, I can pick which direction I'm going to go. I can go to Star Hill, Ice Fire Mountain, Trum Castle, Milk Sea. Let's go to Star Hill. Bros, this is... I'm so excited to dig into this. I literally want to just play this in my personal time. Where was this my whole life? I thought I had played everything on the NES, but this is crazy to me. The pencil was probably a terrible choice, though. Can I even destroy that train? I threw 1,000 pencils at it. I think I've got to hop on the train, perhaps? Yep, okay. It's a platform. This is like one of those games like Euphoria or Mr. Gimmick that was a 10 out of 10 but left in Japan. When I was over in Japan, I was looking for Famicom disc games, but all the retro gamer dudes, all the goobers, all the retro gamer goobers out there have taken every good retro game in Japan. I swear to God, like they came over there with their goatees and their popped brim hats, baseball hats, and fucking cleaned them out. Japan is... You have to be playing things that the retro gamers don't know about, okay? You have to just like simple series slop, like yours truly. Oh, damn it. I keep falling in the pits, but I'm liking this one. I'm gonna give that one another go. I really am gonna sink a lot of time into this one, I feel. Anyway, yeah, Japan is a lost cause when it comes to Famicom games, up to the PlayStation 1. When I was in Osaka at Super Potato, which is like really the most basic bitch out of all your retro game shops, everyone knows about Super Potato. There were like actual YouTubers and vloggers in there and influencers and shit. And there's this dude with an enormous red beard, like a red fiery beard, and he had like one of those newspaper boy hats. I don't know what kind of hat you call that, but I call them newspaper boy hats. And he was like loudly announcing how he was like clearing out all the weird survival horror games out of it so he could fucking resell them, probably. Probably not play them, just show them to the camera like, hey guys, look, I got Silent Hill 3. Did you know this is the third in the Silent Hill series? And then just fucking sells it for 60% over the average asking rate. Just really inflates the whole fucking market. That guy was there, and copies of him. He's like eternal retro game slop YouTuber. Iteration number 547 was there in Japan. See, when I went in 2019, it wasn't that way. It really wasn't. I'm not saying I started the trend or what have you, but retro games were plentiful and they were cheap back in 2019. And I didn't try and clean out play. I just went for my favorite things. I went for just like, I didn't even go for like the most rare. I didn't go for the most expensive. I just went for, things that I had like maybe a sentimental attachment to. But there are just like shameless gaijin that go into these retro. Did I tell you guys when I was at Retro Game Camp in Akihabara? This was like back in March. When I went to Retro Game Camp back in Akihabara, there was this person with like a lot. They had like, their phone on one of those sticks, those selfie sticks, and they were live streaming themselves inside of Retro Game Camp. And, on the outside, they were loudly telling all their chat, like, okay, what should I get? What should I get? And then they walk into Retro Game Camp, which is, I kid you not, one tiny aisle. Okay? It's like a single file aisle through this place, and it's got narrow stairs, and, like, it's like ass to ass when you're inside there. So this person had their selfie stick out, and they were just live streaming all the shit that they didn't even know. They would literally, this was it. This is literally the experience. This was what they were showing their live streamers. Like, hey, they pick something off the shelf. Oh, this is Beautiful Jay. Beautiful Jay. You guys heard this? Have you guys seen this before? Looks like it's for the Nintendo 64. What do you guys think? What do you guys think, chat? Should I get it? Should I get it? And now imagine that for an hour. While the owner of the shop, the polite Japanese workers want to kick her out, but lack the charades, like the mimery to tell her to fuck off. Like they've got what they called the otamashi, hospitality, right? They're nice to a fault over there. And I kind of wanted to say something to her, but at the same time, like, I was getting a little claustrophobic in the store. It's a really tiny shop, so I just got the fuck out of there. I should have said something to that streamer like, hey, how about you fuck off, you and all your fans? Just flip them off, or maybe drop a gamer word or something and just end her stream. I'm in Japan, it's okay over there. But just do something. If you're over there and you're an American, if you see your Johnny Somalis, if you see somebody like really doing something unkind or impolite in Japan, say something. Tell them to fuck off. That's why I didn't do a lot of filming in Japan. When I filmed, it was usually when nobody else was around. You know, I made sure to like maintain everyone's peace, privacy, and respect, you know. I don't know what's happening. I don't think it's necessarily an American exclusive thing. We're certainly a part of the problem. I think it's just an influencer culture kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And it breaks my heart. That stuff did not happen in 2019. I'll tell you that much. Now I'm fighting the moon with pencils. I got a really bad loadout for a moon fight. My name is Harvest Moon. I want to shine brighter than the stars in the night sky, more beautifully than the sun. That is my dream. Hiki, fight me. And that's all you need. That's all you need. I've got more energy this time. I feel we're gonna make it this time. The scrolling in the background reminds me of the final fight in Kirby's Adventure. Just to throw out a pertinent example. Kirby's Adventure is my favorite NES game. One of the first games I ever beat and 100%ed. My grandparents, they had a copy of Kirby's Adventure. My grandparents had some odd NES games. Okay, let me tell you what my grandparents had. They had Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Let's get that out of there. They had Super Mario Brothers 1 and 2. They had a copy of Kirby's Adventure, and then they had like some other weird shovelware games, like some really bad like third-party license games. And my grandfather, bless his heart, used to try and play the NES, but he'd always play something like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and that would develop his impression of what all other games were. Like, he knew that I love video games, but his mental image of a video game was Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So, like, he's just like, whatever, man. I'm sure you have fun. He still likes Super Mario Brothers, though. He was better at Super Mario Brothers than I am. And when the Nintendo Wii came around, one of my cousins bought my grandparents a Nintendo Wii. It's like that old stereotype, like how all the boomers, all the grandmas and grandpas got the Wii, and they're the reason why it's so successful because of Wii bowling. My grandpa probably played his Nintendo Wii bowling up until the day he died, no doubt. He loved that game. Okay, so now we can build another character. I'm going to keep playing this game for a little bit longer. We'll play like another level. We beat the moon. I mean, where can you go from there? I want to see what this game has in store for me. So we're going to build another character real quick. That alien caught my eye, so we're going to alien build this time. Alien build with knight's armor, but that makes him heavier, so I think maybe that affects the jump physics. We can give him the boat. We can make him an alien boat, alien dragon, floating head. I don't think I can do the cyborg because I've lost it. We'll give him that looks like an alien body. And the pencil was a mistake, so we're gonna go. The flower's not better. Melody. Let's give him a shuriken. Why not? And we're gonna name this one Al. Just Al. We'll keep it simple. I love his PFP there. New liked unknown. This is a Kino ass game. I really like it. Kokoron. It's way better than it has any right to be. Thanks again for the rec. Ferris Nagatomi says, whenever I'm in my dad's hometown in Kyushu, the most irritable foreigners I've dealt with are U.S. servicemen. Not all are bad, but some think they can do whatever and nobody will regulate on them. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry. Every time I go to Japan, I try and be like more polite than I am ever. I don't ever want to get kicked out, you know? I want to be able to retire there someday. That's my pie in the sky dream. All right, so we got a shuriken. Okay, he's got hover boots? What? That is crazy. He plays like Princess Toadstool on Mario 2. That's how I could describe the physics here. This is so good. But I think he's a glass cannon situation. Oh my god. I'm getting pulverized by this star storm. Oh no. Oh no. We're upgrading the shuriken. I'm not sure what my energy is, and I'm not okay, what? I'm gonna get killed if I take another... Guys, this is brutal. This is so brutal. I just started this level. Don't let me... I don't want my alien to die. We'll try a different level if it gets too tough, though. I'm liking this build, though. It's causing a bit of lag. Got a bit of health. Not enough. It's a puny amount of health. Okay, we died there. That's alright. That's alright. We're gonna try another one. We're going with Al. Al, you didn't do too well there. We can try Trump Castle. I think we'll try the Fairy Forest. That sounds about my speed. Mindy Chaos says, I think that's supposed to be Astro Boy body with those boots. Yeah, that makes sense. This game does get better and better. This is definitely not the Fairy Forest. What is this? I thought it picked... Why are there elephants now? I feel I'm missing some context here. Okay. We're gonna take it easy, but these stars and these elephants... They got little Dumbos here. Oh, there's a huge one, too. Just keep pushing forward. Fight through the pain. Yeah, I got a little Astro Boy build. I'm naming him Astro next time. When I was wandering around Osaka one night, I was like near a bunch of bars, and there was only one window. Did I die? BS. The panda got me. Let's continue. One of the only windows that was illuminated late at night had this statue of Astro Boy in it. And I was like, that's my way home. I gotta follow Astro Boy. If Al doesn't work out, I'm gonna have to try the dragon again. I think there is some randomizer elements to it, because like this level has changed form so many times. So like maybe it's gotten easier based on the pathway I take. I'm not sure what's determining the layout of the level, but it is kind of cool that it gives it a nice replayability factor, that's for sure. Am I playing that level I just played in reverse? Is that what's going on here? Alright, so I'm going to play one more level of this and we'll switch up to ROM for sure. But this was really an amazing pick, and I'm going to write this down and add it. Like, if I ever make another NES video, I'm talking about this for sure. I want to dig into it. Good recommendation. Good ass recommendation. Kokorone, is that what it's called? I'm playing the English translation of it. But man, if I were growing up, if I had this game, I would probably never put it down. I love a good 2D side-scrolling, especially one that gives you a little customized... You know, the NES always gets bad reputation for, like, having just simplistic games, but it has such a diverse library and just so many undiscovered things about it. There's a lot of undumped games as well. I follow a podcast called the CU Podcast, the Completely Unnecessary Podcast. It's Pat the NES Punk and his buddy Ian, who also like worked at a game store for a while, and they're really hip to all the retro game news and stuff like that. And throughout the years, they've always had segments about ROM or old prototypes or undumped ROMs, right? And in the retro game scene, hey, we're at our house here. Well, what do we do at the house? We just get to watch a little dance. Is it a capybara? I believe that's a capybara. Oh, do we get to spec out, make a new character? I think I'm gonna make like a tank. Or I can only pick... Yeah, we'll pick Hiki again. Okay, so I think the levels are the pathway between two levels, right? So I'm at the house, and then so if I go to the fairy forest, that's the path between there, and that's the level? I think that's what's happening. I haven't been to Icefire Mountain, so we'll go there and give that a try. He's a tapir. Okay. Anyway, back on the topic. I listened to this podcast called the See You Podcast, and there's a segment on there that's reoccurring because ever so often somebody will get a hold of a rare undumped game. And undumped means that it's a game that only exists on that cartridge. It's like an old NES cartridge. And it's undumped meaning that nobody's connected it to any sort of dumper. And a dumper. Nobody's connected it to a dumper and made a ROM and distributed that ROM. It's common practice that if you have something that hasn't been dumped, like I think I may have something that hasn't been dumped. I've made backups of it, and then you put it out there on either archive.org. I did do something like that recently with my Silent Hill 3 alternate box art. This one here. So for my Silent Hill 4 video, this is technically a Silent Hill 4 box, but it's a misprint. I scanned it and I put it on archive.org because it's like, an esoteric, weird thing that doesn't exist anywhere else, That's when you have something that's technically lost media or hard to find or a different variant, you're supposed to dump it and put it out there, because what happens, because I'm sure this has happened, what happens like if you die suddenly, right? You die suddenly and you have a thing that's undumped, and then somebody around you, like who inherits your estate or whatever, doesn't know you have that thing, and then they throw it away, I just threw away my son's copy of Panic Restaurant. I don't know, some Chef Boyardee game. I'm sure there's millions of them, right? So the Owl would probably do better at this stage. But something like that. That's like a catastrophic scenario, right? You have something that only exists in limited quantities, or it's unknown, and it can be something that would better be of actual value to history, right? And on their podcast, they've covered several situations like this, like where private buyers get greedy. Like they'll buy a prototype of a game and they won't dump it, and they'll hold on to it and try and get other people to pay massive amounts of money, like holding it ransom, instead of just dumping it and then selling the prototype by itself, right? That's the way to go about it. Dump it first, put the ROM out there, and then sell that prototype, because people will still want their prototype for their collection, right? But it's much better to have that game dumped for the betterment of everyone, for humankind, for humanity. And I think one of the segments they were covering that, believe it or not, SimCity got an NES port, and SimCity was actually covered in Nintendo Power for the NES. Also, Earthbound Zero, the very first Mother game, it released in Japan, and they had a full English prototype ready. Nintendo of America did, but for whatever reason that I don't know, maybe they didn't. Oh, it's a skunk, damn it! Oh, one of those skunk eggs, It remained lost media until somebody dumped it, and then Nintendo on the Wii U finally put out the ROM, the official ROM. But imagine if that guy who had the Earthbound prototype never did that shit. It probably would have damaged interest in the brand itself, in the game. It would have probably remained undumped and undiscovered. Stuff like that. That's really shitty. Like, if you have a SimCity prototype, if you have any prototype of a game, or a rare demo, or odd things like that, or a different build. Believe it or not, NES games came with different builds. I showed this in one of my early cool streams. Now, let me know if you remember this, but one day I fired on a stream to show this off. But in my NES collection, I have 3 copies of the game Barbie for the NES. And I'll tell you why that's important. For one, I was about like 6 or 7 years old or something like that. And my mom took me and my friends to Chuck E. Cheese. I think it might have been Showbiz Pizza at the time. But she took me to Chuck E. Cheese. And every year she bought me a joke gift, right? Just something really funny that I'd open it up and I'd make a face and I'd get mad and whatever. And this particular year, is this Santa Claus? This particular year, my mom bought me a copy of Barbie on the NES. And I was a little bit pissed off at her because obviously all my homies were there and they saw me with that copy of Barbie of the NES and, they laughed and just had some jokes. They made some jokes about it. And I was just like, no, that's fine. Give it to my buddy. Give it to Angela. Angela was one of the girls I hung out with growing up. I was like, hey, Angela, you can have this, And Angela's like, I don't play games. I don't want this. And I kept trying to give everyone my copy of Barbie. And I tried to, get rid of it one day. I tried to, trash this copy of Barbie. And my mom found it in the trash. And what she did was she had a custom label maker and she wrote on this big annoying sticker if found, return to Hikiko, located at Hikiko's address and Hikiko's phone number, and she slapped that fucking thing there on there so I could never get rid of it. Thanks for subscribing, Kaz. I'm glad you enjoy this. And then so just to spite her, I was like, you know what, fine. I'll play it. I'll play Barbie. I'll play it in front of my friends, and I'm gonna beat the game. And so my buds and I made a whole night out of it, a whole weekend. We got a fucking 2 liter of orange soda and some popcorn and whatever, and we took turns passing the controller, trying to beat Barbie. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, Barbie is not an easy game. It's kind of like an action puzzle platformer. You have to use charms, and you have to use your charms to manipulate animals to do your bidding, so you can use animals on platforming. PETA would have a fucking field day of this. We're gonna go with the flower. The flower is gonna be our fucking thing. We're gonna name him Scoot. I think we can only... Scoo. His name's gonna be Scoot. Short for Scoot. This is Scoot. Welcome to the club, Scoot. So me and my buds sat down one weekend. We had a little sleepover, and we all tried to... oh, this is gonna suck. This weapon's awful. Let's go back. I cannot deal with this. Sorry. Let's do the Paracel. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, hell yeah. Homing missiles? Let's do that. Anyway, screw it up. So my buddies and I sat down and played it. I think my buddy Dustin was there. Dustin, if you're watching, maybe you might remember this. Back me up. I didn't make this shit up. But me and my buddy Dustin, we actually enjoyed playing it. It was pretty good, honestly. Barbie on the NES is an action-adventure kind of game. And as I said, you use charms to manipulate animals to do your bidding, and the animals will attack for you. You can use them as platforms. This is a wild build, by the way. He's super fast. And Barbie also changes costumes, kind of like Kirby. In one level, she's at a soda shop and she's fighting giant sodas and ice creams. There's a whole ice cream sundae boss, and then there's a mermaid level where it's like an Echo the Dolphin level, and you're fighting weird jellyfish and sharks and stuff like that. It's nuts. And like we were blown away. Like each level, there's something new going on. There was a lot of variety to that Barbie game, and we hated to admit it, but we liked it. And then we got to the final level, and the final level in Barbie on NES is it's a record store or whatever. Like you and Ken are supposed to go to the dance together, like ROM night here. You're supposed to go to the dance. God, I'm gonna end up playing Barbie, aren't I? Somebody, you gotta donate for it. If you want to see Barbie, you gotta drop the $10 dono. I'm not just gonna play Barbie willy-nilly, but the last level of Barbie on NES is like I think it's a record shop. Anyway, you gotta go to the dance with Ken, but before you can go to the dance with Ken, you gotta get like a record, and like the entire game's on a giant conveyor belt, and it's all like slippery platforming, like really tiniest squares for the platforms, and you got to do precision jumping. If you miss your jump, you get sent back to the beginning of the level, and that level just kicked my friend's ass, and we just couldn't do it. But I spent weekends trying to get past that level. I finally did do it, but not that night. But I rubbed it in my mom's face. I was like, it was actually fun. Haha. You actually got me a good gift. So yeah, I'm actually kind of nostalgic for Barbie on NES because I thought it was going to be lame, but it wasn't. It was actually really cool. Anyway, back on that point, that we're going to use Al for this level because this is precision jumping. We need Al. We need Al to help us out. My copy of Barbie on the NES is a different revision, and it turns out there were 2 different revisions of Barbie on the NES. And the way I knew that was the music, the whole soundtrack is different. And the only way I found out is I was watching somebody play it on a stream, and the music was way different than oh my god. Aaron with the $15 super chat. Oh, we gotta do it. I can't believe you.
Oh my God!
We're doing it. We're doing it. Shout out to Aaron. Thanks so much, Aaron. All right. Kokoron. Great fucking game. I would recommend it. Thanks so much, everyone. That was a top recommendation. So we'll play some Barbie. So my music is kind of messed up, but there's 2 different revisions of Barbie. So we're going to check them both out real quick, and I'll tell you which one I had. This is the one I had. So this is the original one, I think, and then there's revision 1. So let's see, just to make sure I just added it to my favorites. That was not intentional. Okay, there's like maybe 3 revisions, right? My revision was way different than the ones that are typically in a ROM set. So there's 2 revisions. I have both of them now. So this is Barbie here. You can see with the detailed pixel art, they took an actual Barbie model from the 1990s, I think, and they like pixel arted over it. The way, if you look at old NES like development, they have these weird PVMs and stuff like that, and you could superimpose things. Like you could scan things and then like put it in an 8-bit format with the special color palette and all that, and actually pixel perfect something. So they actually had a model of a Barbie doll that they did that. Okay. If my sound wasn't so messed up, I'd turn up the volume, but the soundtrack on here is pretty good. So Barbie is having a dream here. This is like a Super Mario Brothers 2 Doki Doki Panic situation. She's reading a book about mermaids. She passes out and wakes up in like one of her dreams, okay? It basically spoils the whole story. She goes to the soda shop. She goes to the beach. And then she's got to meet Ken for the party. She's got to get all dressed up and stuff. So that's your setup. So much to do. This game is good, believe it or not. And hold up. Let me actually get my copy so I can show you what I mean. I have this sealed. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. Folks, this is Barbie on the NES. This is not my original box. I did buy this box somewhere else. But my original game is inside this box. I actually picked it up when I was like in my 20s. I picked it up for $10. This is Barbie on the NES. It comes in like this flashy pink box, okay? You don't have a lot of those pink boxes in video games. Like I have Catherine. Catherine's in a big pink box. What else? I don't have too many on the shelf. So Barbie really sticks out. And my copy is like a rare revision of it. I'll have to do some more research to kind of clarify what I mean by that. But it's essentially just different music as far as I know. But this is it. This is Barbie right here on the NES. Oh, geez. In chat. If you know, you know. All right. We're going to play Barbie. Okay, so let me explain here. Barbie has an extremely huge hitbox, but it's like narrow. It's like a vertical hitbox. There's charms, right? So there's 3 different charms. There's the bow, which cancels and it stops. The bow stops objects. The diamond tells it to go against the x-axis. Sometimes I think it also does Y if you give him another one. And then the heart charm gives you a random effect. So it's really up to you to experiment and find what's what. Okay, that's what I liked about it. Those B's up there add to your health meter, which are the Z's. And you see that B there? That B is a hidden B, and it gives you invincibility. So let me show you how this works. See that dog down there? You have to feed that dog a charm. And then it'll go and take that tennis ball away. And it removes a hazard from the stage. Now, believe it or not, there's a lot of hidden secrets in Barbie. Like pressing on a certain box, there's bonus levels, there's hidden rooms, and all sorts of things. All sorts of things. That's a badminton. So right here, we've got a parrot, a toucan. See it? So let's see what happens. You can kind of control it midair. So now you got the toucan platform. You see? You see the brilliance in this? That bee up there, I think if I hit it with a charm, or if I jump into it, something's going to pop out. Yeah. So the flashing bee is like the superstar in Super Mario Brothers. It allows you to just kind of cheese your way through the level real quick. Now, the platforming is not the greatest. I will admit that. What am I supposed to do? Am I just gonna have to go to the right? Just have to go to the right on that one. Sometimes inanimate objects are your bosses here. So now we're in the toy department. I think she's at the mall is what I want to say. First level's the mall. Barbie, a better game than The Good Life. It's not a high bar, MD Chaos. The Good Life's not a high bar. Barbie's Secret Castle. I don't know if there's any other Barbie Kino out there, but I know the first one's pretty damn good. You have to really line up your shots. It goes out an arc. The best way I could describe the arc is it's like the rock in Friday the 13th on NES, which I do like. I do like Friday the 13th. I reviewed it on the channel. It's in that Cult NES Games video. But, so there's a cat up there. The cat can get you extra health. So you just got to feed it the charm. Boosted. Got that bee. Now, some of these presents down here, these little boxes are presents, I believe. Some of them can warp you to a secret level. So be mindful of that. I know everyone's going to hop on our Barbie ROM the moment this stream's over. Okay, so this is the first boss fight. It's like a Contra fight. It's a ball pit. It's a beach ball pit. And the only way you can fight is by sending your familiar which is that cat down there. You just gotta hit it with a charm and boom. I think you gotta do it 3 times, which it's the rule of 3. It's a video game rule 3. I don't know who came up with it. I just know it's a thing. And then booyah. We've cleared them all. We did it. Okay, now we're in the boutique. The boutique is, there's actually a purpose for all this haunted wardrobe here that's attacking you. Leave a like on the stream. I'm doing it, okay? I'm doing it for y'all. The boutique here, there's actually a goal to this mission. Barbie has to get a new dress. And the only way Barbie can get a new dress is if she kills a poltergeist. If she exorcises a poltergeist that's possessing all the different things. Like that glove over there. That dog's going to help us out. He's going to eat that glove. Only one of them, though. Her hitbox is so out of control, though. It's hard to dodge certain things. We got blouses. Haunted blouses, everything. But I like the tile set on this. Like, this is very late 80s, early 90s mall culture. Okay? It's got that vibe about it. Okay, see that present down there? That little box? This is a warp zone. Secret room. And then we're just going to double our health bar. Easy, right there. Nobody else is going to show you the secret room, but Hikiko here on the Cool Stream. I don't talk about it, I be about it. Alright, so here it is, the poltergeist fight. You just gotta throw charms at it. You gotta exorcise the demon. And then wear it. Wear the skin of your enemies. Now you can kind of control like the height of the charms. Like if you hold B, it'll control how high it goes. It doesn't go particularly high, but you can jump and throw it, which is a kind of a good strat. There you go. Congratulations, you've completed the level. You get bonuses for the B. That's the extra health too. We're in the Galleria now. See, we got the dress. We're wearing the skin of the last boss. This game gets pretty brutal. Now the Galleria is kind of tough because it's all about timing. There's fountains and fish that want to ruin your dress. Okay? Your dress only has so many hit points. Just like in real life. You don't want to get it all greased up with fish oil. What will Ken think? But yeah, I love the sound effects of this. It actually does sound like water drops. I believe this was made by High-Tech Expressions, which may have been a shell company for THQ. Back in the NES days, if you didn't know, Nintendo was very stingy about letting you publish something on the NES. So you could only publish like a couple of games per year. And to get around that, many companies made shell companies, like Konami made Ultra Games, so they could publish all the Turtle games and then also like Castlevania and stuff at the same time. So I believe High-Tech Expressions might have been a shell company for THQ. Correct me if I'm wrong. But they use some of the same sound font as THQ. We're going to damage boost here through the fish because I got so much health. We're just going to damage boost. This is a strategy. I've watched all the top speedrunners do this, so I know what's up. Yeah, but you do run out of bees pretty quick if you let... But it's all about the damage boost here. I think I used to just take my time. If you take your time during the fish flopping, it's going to be like a good 10-minute level, so we're not going to do that this time. We got a stream going on here. No more hiccups. Now we can just go crazy. We got the blinking bee. I've met a few blinking bees in my time. Alright. I don't know what's up with this bee down here. I think it's just there. So this one, we're running out of health. I gotta play it a little more careful. A little more careful, folks. We only got 3 Zs left. And I think we got a boss. Booyah! We made it. That's what it's all about, man. This is pro strategy Barbie here. This is like lifelong player. You just don't come across this kind of experience every day. So you gotta wait for the ice. You gotta wait for the waterfall to freeze. Can't get your dress wet. If anyone wants to donate for something else, I'm all for it. We'll play until about 9 p.m. my time. I'm sorry, unless we hit that goal. I will play till 10 p.m. if we hit the goal. But I think I know we're more than 2. I know we've hit 4 donations. I don't know what's up with the goal. Maybe it's because of the reset, but we're about 4 in. So if we make it to 6, which it would be another 2, I'll play till 10. So it's up to you. But thanks to everyone who's donated tonight. This has actually been a pretty good stream. I'm going to cut out the middle where we had all the tech issues for sure. The intro was pretty solid, I feel. But that's what happens. When your priorities are get out a new video, Hikiko, all your attention turns there. I'm going to figure out what's going on with my Steam Deck, though, for real. Or at least I'll have a backup plan. I didn't have one tonight, unfortunately. But that's okay. Even with the sound issues, it's been a pretty comfy stream, I think. Anyway, this is kind of like one of those waiting levels. You just got to wait it out. You got to wait for the ice, and then you got to push forward. The next level's way better. The game only gets better from here, honestly. This is like the lowest tier level. I think there's more fish. What do we got going on? That was it? That was way easier than round 1. Oh, food court. Okay, shit's about to get real now. Some panic restaurant stuff. You can hop on these palm trees. They act like a catapult. There are some hidden things, if I recall correctly. Something like that bee there. Oh, this is the hidden charm. The hidden charm acts like getting all like supersonic mode, okay? It'll destroy and activate. It'll destroy all the enemies on the field, and it'll activate all the animals. When it's in play, that is. Yeah, there's hidden charms. Didn't expect that from old Barbie, did you now? Don't ever count her out. The game really does progress in unique ways with each level. You gotta have an open mind to be a Barbie connoisseur. Okay, so we got this parrot here.
K in the coffee.
We got one MVP. We gotta give a shout out to Never Liked Unknown. Really carrying the stream tonight.
Think you can get it inside mine?
Think you can? That's not the one I wanted.
Oh my god!
Thank you, Never Liked Unknown. I'll keep it going. Dealer's choice, Little Nemo, the Dream Master, or Kickle Cubicle. I love Kickle Cubicle. That's one of my childhood games. But I know David's still around, and David likes Little Nemo. So we're gonna... I do want to get to the mermaid level, okay? But we're keeping it going. We literally need one more dono, and I'll play till 10 o'clock tonight. That's it. And it has to be, of course, the $10 dono. But $10 dono, and we make it to 10 o'clock. We're also playing some Little Nemo's up next. Shout out to David. I don't even have to look, and I know David's already spurging out in the chat. And I was right. I looked over, and that David was the first person I saw. I love Little Nemo, the character, but the game is so hard, especially when you're the monkey. You have to dodge those dandelion seeds or whatever. Yeah, that's like the second level. I knew it. I knew David. David's a Nemo head for real. We're going to get to okay, this is the pizza level. See, you see something new in each level, but I really do want to get to one of my favorite levels. So we're going to push forward in Barbie, then we'll switch to Nemo. Guys, Eggles is in here with the $20 dono. Thank you, Eggles pulled through. We got to stick around for the King, Queen crowning. That's right, it's ROM night, everyone. Shout out to Eggles. Shout out to Never Liked Unknown. Shout out to everyone who's made it possible. We hit that goal. We're playing till 10 o'clock tonight. So, Eggles, if you have a request for a ROM, please put it in the chat. Thank you. We are fighting the pizza machine, okay? We're in the pizzeria. Unfortunately, I'm just going to have to eat that hit. this is the one you want to go after first because it's eye level with Barbie. So you take out the first 3 ovens, and then you got to go up here and then just shellac this one right here. That's it, folks. That's true Barbie hours. We're just breezing through this game. It's like this grown man has played this 100 times in his life. But yeah, like this is such a Kino box art right here. I own Little Nemo. I own Kickle Cubicle. So Barbie takes all of her bees and she makes a big wish in the fountain. And I believe yeah, a toucan delivers. Is this the mermaid outfit? I think the toucan delivers the mermaid outfit and she transforms. Aaron says, Barbie proving it's not just style, but substance as well. That's right. It is style and substance, for sure. Okay, time to go to the beach. Wonder what it'd be like to be a mermaid, just like in the one in my book. That's right, we're progressing through the story. Eggles, if you have a request for a ROM, please put it in the chat. I'll play, whatever. So, this has different physics. We're in mermaid mode now, and it really does play like the Little Mermaid on the NES, which I did review on the channel. I really did. You can get a dolphin companion, and I believe the dolphin takes you in autopilot mode to a hidden part of the stage. And you want to collect shells in this level. They've reinvented the wheel. But this is kind of like that helper mode in New Super Mario Brothers, like the golden mushroom, the little brother, you know, Otto Tanuki or whatever. That's what the dolphin is. So it takes you like halfway through the stage automatically. I only got 3 Z's. We got to get those poils. The poils act as our bees for the level. They reskin everything. See that bubble there? That bubble? It's gonna act. We're gonna speed run. Watch what happens here. Oh, did I drop it? Oh no, I think I dropped it. The bubble barely lasted. But if you see that jellyfish there, it constantly pushes you to the right. So if you don't hurry up, it will push you out of the level. See that seahorse there? I believe that seahorse can retrieve that pearl for us. But we don't want to get hit by the jellyfish. I think it will chase after us. Like literally Five Nights at Freddy's shit here. I'm not joking. Like it's serious, guys. We got to get out of here. We got ourselves an angelfish. I don't know if I used the right charm on that angelfish. Oh, I can't go back that way. Sorry. We're just gonna have to leave that pearl behind. One of these bees does something. I believe there's a secret... There is a secret room in this level. But I do like the way they animated Barbie's tail there. That little mermaid tail. I think it's got a whole 4 frames of animation. That shit's impressive. Dude. What great level design. Go up and then go down. And then you go up and then you go down. It's like Silent Hill 2, The Labyrinth. Just right angles, man. What else do you need? I know there's a secret level within here, but I think you need like one of the fish to help you find it. Like maybe that angelfish. Okay, let's get that seahorse. All right, he's gonna find something for us. Oh, there is a secret level right here. Okay, so this is the inverse room. There are hidden starfish all throughout, but you can't see them because you can only see like a tiny silhouette of Barbie. Check this shit out. Check this shit out. What other games do something like this? Right? On the NES? They're playing with shadows here. I believe I have to let this seahorse do its thing. Alright, so let's just follow the seahorse. I'll check chat after I clear this level. This is a good level. I'm really gripped on this. Each one of these bees, they're worth about 100 points. Oh, I think he's going to give me that starfish. Yep. Okay, we got a little health point here. The game does become an auto-scroller pretty soon. Oh, there goes one of my lights. It's getting dark in here. I think what the angelfish's purpose is to tell you which pathway is the better pathway to take. Like, one was the dead end, and one was the correct path. I think that's what the angelfish does. Alright. It's getting intense now. How do I get that pearl? How do I get that? What kind of sadistic developer would put a pizza right there? Alright, we're breezing on. Oh yeah, we're about to enter the auto-scroller, guys. This is some Mario Maker stuff right here. So, there's turtles. I don't think the turtles can harm you. These starfish, for whatever reason, all they just give you is like 100 points. You can't get all of them, unfortunately. Maybe there's some strat I'm not aware of, but Barbie's hitbox is at her tits. That's where it is. So, that's where I believe it is. Like, Barbie's tits are the hitbox. Is there a boss fight? Yeah, the turtles are friendly. They're just there for show. Let's get a little bit of light here. It's getting dark. Oh, there's a pearl. Oh, yeah. There is a boss fight. Okay, this is really hard. So, we're not there yet, but there is a boss fight. Let me read a little chat. Frog minutes, don't ever wake up. Yeah, let's just dream forever. Never liked Unknown. If she takes the wrong turn, she ends up in Goonies too. Oh no. That's another childhood game of mine. So tough. By the way, the AVGN put out a video on that. It's phenomenal. Aaron says, I'm going to 100% this after stream. Helen Humunculus says, my man Hikiko selling me on a Barbie game. That's where my hitbox is. Says never liked Unknown. Yeah, mine too. So we're at Atlantis, I guess. There's a crab prince and a crab princess, I think, that are kidnapped by an evil jellyfish overlord. I think that's what's happening. And that's the boss fight coming up. But we're going to wait for the seahorse to give us that pearl. There we are. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, that's the bee. We need that bee. Oh, we need that too. Okay, this is really gonna... You want to speed whenever you have the bubble, because the bubble will just clear everything in the path. But, there is a tide system going on, believe it or not. In this level in particular, there's a flow of the tide, but the tide's invisible. So you have to kind of feel your way out. So like when you see me like running up against a wall, that's because they put an invisible wall there, and you have to find the tide. Here's the boss fight. It's not too bad, but basically you gotta free the crab prince and the crab queen, or the crab king and the crab queen, and they'll eat the jellyfish. There you go. We did it.
You win.
I don't want to stop playing Barbie. I know you guys donated for Little Nemo and stuff, and then Eggle said Bible Buffet or Wally Bear. Yeah, we can do one of those. We'll end the stream on a wisdom tree game, on a Christian game. All right, so we'll watch the cutscene. Barbie takes all the pearls that she got, and she gives it back to the big clam. And the big clam synthesizes these poils into a dress, I believe, or no, a new ring. And I think it's an accessory. This all comes into play at the end, because she ends up wearing all this stuff near the end of the game. Oh, it's the soda shop. This is literally my favorite level. Guys, I gotta show you this level real quick. Okay, she's got a fucking poodle skirt on. Soda's only 10 cents. Take me back. You gotta get these records. And, like, the boss fight in this level is a giant sundae. Oh, no, that magnet's gonna take the record. So it's on a timer. So if you grab it, the magnet goes away. But, guys, I gotta show you this level. Okay? That ice cream is a friendly. Okay? Watch what happens. So you got soda there, and Barbie's allergic to soda. So you got to do something about it. Now, you can't hit that top. But guess what you can do? This is only NES logic right here. Boom! You just shoot the ice cream up into the soda fountain. And that's it. And now he's just left without a head. Just eyes floating in there. That's what this whole level is. Like, when I got here as a kid, I was like, this is amazing. Okay, I love games that show a sense of scale and wackiness, and this is not a... Then you got, like, these old caddies. Drop tops. I always thought that was a bra up there, but I think those are like fashion glasses or something. Milk, only 5 cents. I need to be here. Put me in this. I never want to wake up. That soda pop is actually a deadly soda pop. There are soda pop physics in here. I'm about to show those off. We're going to play a little bit more of this, and we'll switch over to Nemo, but I got to show you this. Watch this. Pop. The ice cream sticks to the record, and you can just grab it like that. Okay? We're not messing around. This is like... You fight like giant french fries with ketchup. This fucking level's brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, I could go for that one, but we're just gonna push forward. Okay, so look at that soda. Oh, can't get past that soda barrier. Not. We're gonna make a hot dog hop into it to shut it off. And that's how that's gonna go. Thanks, hot dog. Based hot dog, buddy. I want to show you something really crazy, though. Everyone's like, what the fuck is he going on about here? He's so excited about soda and french fries. He's a true American patriot, that's for sure. Watch out for that roller skate. Oh, no. We need the records. Got to boost up our health bar for potential damage boosts coming up. Now, I don't know that I'm going to get to the Sunday boss fight, but the Sunday boss fight is so cool and detailed. Java for 10 cents? Oh, the popcorn. Popcorn may be my favorite NPC, but we got to turn him around. Yeah, go this way. So what does a popcorn got to do? What a popcorn does best. So you can actually drop a charm down and have them walk on it, which is probably the best way to do this. Oh! I wasn't in the right spot. Oh, we got it. But yeah, this is what the popcorn does. He just pops popcorn. That's all he does. This looks like Panic Restaurant. Honestly, guys, if I'm being real, I like this stage better than Panic Restaurant. I know that's blasphemy. I know I own a copy of Panic Restaurant IRL, but I'm telling you, Barbie puts it to shame. It really explored all the conceptual framework you needed for a soda shop. Look at this. We got multiple soda fountains right here. So we're going to shoot a stream of ketchup at them. We're going to fire ketchup at them to turn them off, because that's how you're supposed to do that. See, I told you're going to see some cool shit tonight. We're going to switch over to another game about dreaming. Well, everyone, this is the third dream game. Oh, it'll be the third dream game. Because, like, we played that Kokoron game, which was also a dream. This is, like, the most surreal Lynchian ROM stream ever to exist. Especially if you consider all the electrical gremlins that took over tonight. Guys, the soda. Look at the soda physics. Look at the soda physics. It's a fizzy lifting drink. Just like Willy Wonka. Willy Wonka shit here in Barbie. You won't see that anywhere else, for real. Soda up the skirt. That's how it's done. We'll just get a Z right here. I can't put it down. Yeah, Hikiko was cool and all, but every time he streams, he just gets sidetracked. You just saw him playing Barbie and stuff, and I'd really like to see him play something more technical for a change. Like, couldn't he just play Ultima or some shit? Why is he gonna keep playing these girl games? Alright. Is this a boss fight? Hold on. We can't be at the boss yet. We're gonna turn around. There we go. Let's see what happens here. Nights in the Dream is my favorite dream game. I don't know if I have a favorite dream game. You could argue that there are game with... I would say Super Mario Brothers 2 would be mine, honestly. Honestly. For some reason, your charms work here. And this is sentient blob soda, okay? The soda drops hurt you, but that's it. That's the boss. That's one of the bosses. The next boss is, oh, giant burgers. See, 20-cent burgers. I gotta stop. I gotta stop myself. We've got other ROMs to play. So little time, so many ROMs to play. But thank you so much for whoever passive-aggressively donated that, okay? You thought you would get me. You didn't. I enjoyed it. It's too late. I enjoyed it. Somebody said LSD Dream emulator is based. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm mixed on it. Should we play the Italian, the Swedish port? Okay, we'll play US. Now, this is a game I rented a bunch when I was a kid, and conceptually speaking, I like Little Nemo. The movie's really good too, if you've never seen it. This one takes more, I think, after the comics. This used to be a comic strip. David will tell you all about it in chat. I'm sure he already has. I'm sorry if the music's still kind of glitchy and stuff. I would like to turn it up, but it is kind of messed up tonight. I'll get that ironed up. We're going to do another ROM stream because this ROM stream went pretty well, all things considered. So, next time I have a ROM stream coming around, I'm going to triple test everything. So, this is Handpan, I believe. He's a little clown. So, Little Nemo he's the Dream Master. He goes through Dream World. He saves the citizens from like an evil nightmare guy. Basically, Kirby's Adventure ripped off Little Nemo, okay? In every sense. The plot of Kirby's Adventure follows Little Nemo to a T. But in this one, the goal is to collect keys, and you have to put these animals to sleep with your roofies, your magic sleeping candy, okay? Or maybe all the animals are diabetic, and then you give them candy and it puts them to sleep, makes them tired. I don't really know what's going on there, okay? But there are certain animals, there are special animals that you can put to sleep, and then when they're sleeping, Little Nemo crawls inside of their mouths and then just uses them as a flesh suit and absorbs their powers, okay? That's what's going on here. I didn't make this up. That's just how it's always been. I played this a bunch when I was a kid. I was never any good at it because the second level is very notoriously hard. But you can hit select and switch to another animal This, by the way, was pre-Minecraft. This actually blew my mind when I was a kid. Being able to dig. I know there's like dig dug and shit like that, but I spent so much time just trying to break every block to find every secret in Little Nemo. Like, you know, I just get off the beaten path. It's one of those games. So as Mole Nemo, he broke the neck of the mole, by the way. The mole's head is just completely snapped back. The mole can't jump, so if you want to navigate around, you have to, like, find dirt. And then go like that. Pretty simple stuff. Basically what I'm saying is a skinwalker.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
Sometimes I pull so hard, I rip the skin. But yeah, that's the mole's kind of slow. There's, I don't know, I want to say there's about 7 different costumes for Nemo. They all have weaknesses. Some of them can drown. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. He throws candy at an arc. Okay, thank God. The audio is breaking even more. I can hear it in real time, but that's all right. And then we're hopping. We're hopping. I think there's about 4 different animals on this level, but the next level is so nuts. I gotta show it to you. We gotta at least get to the next level. The thing about Little Nemo is you gotta get all the keys. You can't progress unless you have every key, so there's one that I missed. I think there's only 5 keys, if I'm correct. But this is not one of those fixed scroller games. Like on the NES, there used to be a lot of what we call fixed scroller kind of games, like where you could only go one direction and you couldn't go back. Okay, we're missing a key. So we gotta go back. That's okay. We'll show you what the lizard's like. I'm not a huge fan of the lizard, but the lizard's special power is that he can scroll walls. But these stupid bees, guys. And the lizard's fairly weak, so... But you can do stuff like this. You can climb the walls. Got a little Knuckles the Echidna kind of thing going down. So that's what Little Nemo is in a nutshell. You hypnotize animals. This one, he's Little Nemo shrinks and then rides on the lizard's back. I don't know. It's a dream. Okay, dream logic here. But you have to scale different things and then revisit areas and try out the different powers. That's just kind of what this is. Oh no! But it's also very, very hard. Alright, so I don't know if the keys I already collected counted, but if I have to recollect all of them on one life, that would be bullshit. But it looks like all the keys I collected are staying collected, so if you cash them in at the door, I think they stay. So that's actually not too bad, honestly. Ah. But they're constantly throwing shit at you off screen, and as you can see, Little Nemo himself can't stop these kind of enemies. He can only stun them. So you have to actually be inside of a monster to tackle the other monsters. So they all have their trade-offs. There's the last key. We got it. We'll get through here. We'll just play it safe. Gotta get that. All right. We'll at least show you what the gorilla looks like. Everyone's like, man, Hikiko knows all this stuff about these old games that I would never play. I think I do need to dig down there. Why doesn't he ever talk about NES on his channel anymore? I don't know. I feel like NES has been done to death. Like, there's probably 1,000 Little Nemo videos by this point. Like, in the early 2000, like 2010s or so, NES was like the king of YouTube. Like, everyone and their brother had NES videos. So there's like a whole backlog of millions of NES videos. Oh no! Of millions of NES videos, so... I don't know if I would have anything unique to contribute. Okay, we're going to give this one more life. I want to just get to the end of the level. It did keep my keys, so that's a plus. But there's these stupid hornets keep flying around, and you just don't have any modes of defense in Nemo form. Until, like, at the end of the game. This is what's really bullshit. The end of Little Nemo turns into a game of Mega Man, believe it or not. Little Nemo has what he calls, like, the Dream Rod on his back. And the Dream Rod is like the Mega Buster. Capcom just, like, said, put a Mega Buster in there. So, the last part of the game is really fun. Because it's Mega Man. Alright. We're gonna make it to the level 2. I'm showing you that gorilla. And then we're playing, I think, Eggles wants to see one of those Christian games. He wants to see one of them Jesus games, those Jesus jams on the NES. My favorite out of the NES stuff is Bible Adventures, hands down. Wally Bear in the No Game isn't necessarily a Jesus game. Sunday Funday is the Jesus game there. Wally Bear in the No Game is like an anti-drugs game. Alright, level 2. Oh, David, $5 dono. Thank you, David. We shouldn't have.
Oh my god!
Zombie Nation, Ghoul School, or Monster Party? Well, I reviewed Ghoul School on my channel. I wrote a whole retrospective on it. I love Ghoul School. Zombie Nation scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. It's a good side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, though. Or Monster Party. I love Monster Party to death. But David, since you donated $5, I'm only going to play like 10 minutes of it, just because we do have a bit of a deadline, a hard cutoff point of 10 o'clock. So we'll see where we fall when we get there. But we've got some gorillas to show you. I hate this level so much. David, you're right. This level sucks. Once you get to the dandelions. So you get this Donkey Kong in here. He passes out, ass up. Not a good look. But he has a health bar, and you can bank extra life in there. So you can actually get up to 6 health points. But then there's stuff that constantly flies at you. And the gorilla sticks to the wall. So, like, he gets stuck in a vulnerable position. You need the lizard to go down there. I don't even know what that is, like a cocoon of some kind. It's real tough. Oh, damn. Woo, that was a close one. I want you to take a look at Nemo's face right now. Look how messed up Nemo's... Look how he's smirking there. He looks like the Eraserhead baby. Right there. Just in that swaddle. He's not a friendly. He's not asleep. Oh yeah, we're on a key mission too. So I do have to revisit this level with the lizard. Damn it. There's a bee over there too, like Bee Mario from Galaxy. But really, when it comes to Nemo, some of the time, like, you just have to go through and get a really annoying key and then just die and then go back, and then the rest of the level isn't so bad. I really don't like the gorilla, though. The hitbox is way too big, and he's slow. It's like Donkey Kong. Like, he takes a little bit to charge up his punch. And then these dudes, like, come at you at an angle where you can't defend yourself. And I think I need the lizard to get through there? Nope. Yeah, I need the lizard. That sucks. This level's just miserable, man. Alright. That was that level. Thank you so much for whoever donated for Little Nemo. We're moving on. Eggle's request. My choice is Wally Bear and the No Gang or Bible Buffet. I think Bible Buffet is a trivia game, so I would lose it. So let's do Wally Bear. Thank you all so much. Wally Bear and the No Gang, there's 2 versions of this game. The first version is called Sunday Fun Day, which is a Christian skateboarding game. And then Wisdom Tree, or Color Dreams, I think it was Color Dreams, made just a reskin of it called Wally Bear and the No Gang, which is a anti-drugs PSA game. I don't think I've ever played this for myself, but with a title screen like this, you got Wally Bear with the no hat, he's got his Chucks on, his red Converse. I believe I had a pair like that. A vest, pullover. It's going to be great. Uncle Gary Grizzly has been planning a party for you and the No Gang. Invite all your friends and try to reach his house before dark. Is that your dad just standing around with no pants? Listen, if we're doing an anthropomorphic animal-human hybrid kind of game, and your protagonist is wearing pants, and your mom's wearing a dress, the rule should be that your dad should also be wearing some pants, okay? This ain't a tailspin situation. Put some pants on. All Apple wallpaper. Take care. Don't worry, Mom. I will remember. Don't do drugs on the way to your uncle's. We've got 5 bears. Oh, this is great, man. All right, so what are our controls? We just do a kickflip immediately. Can we attack things? Do we have a means of defense? Oh, God. What? Okay. Okay, it's a one-hit death situation. Eggles, if you're in chat, is there a way to defend myself? Or am I just gonna have to dodge a bunch of random garbage on the screen? I've never played this. Okay. We're just hanging 10. Watch out for all the seagulls. You know, it's not drugs you should be worried about. It's the fucking animal population. Oh my God. And it's got like a desert bus soundtrack. It's awful. Which one's my uncle's house? Can you grind? Oh, I got a frisbee. I got a frisbee. Nice. Can I run out of the frisbee? Can I keep this frisbee? I gotta know. Okay, I just lost the frisbee. Damn it. I was so happy just for a moment. Oh, grocery store. We got a double skateboard. What did that do? It just increased the speed. We got better deck on our hands. This is like some Deadly Premonition 2 shit right here. Same vibes. Alright. It seems like I'm just going to the right and not progressing whatsoever. Oh no. Okay, we're at the train station. Going on the train by ourselves. Ricky Rat was trying to get Toby Turtle to join his gang. Ricky Rat was trying to get Toby Turtle to join his gang. What happened? He said Toby would have to take some pills. I tried to stop them, but they wouldn't let me on the subway. They're all pilled out, bro. Wait here, Billy. Maybe I can help. Alright, this is getting good. Golgo 13 cutscenes. Goddamn. And look, they got an actual train wobble going here. You got lights passing, parallax scrolling. Crossbow, what does it mean? Ricky Rat's throwing those fentanyl pills at me? What the fuck's happening, guys? Oh no. Oh no. This is too much. How do I stop him? We gotta administer the Narcan. Join my gang, and he just throws all the free drugs at you. Is that it though? Can I get a frisbee or a piece of cheese to throw at Ricky Rat? How do we get him to stop? Shockwave. Let's just keep going to the right. It's as good a strategy as any. Let's just keep going to the right. Maybe something good will happen. Oh no. I got hit by the drugs. Dude, I got hit by the drugs and now I've slowed down. I got Wally Bear high. What the fuck? This is great. Okay, we got the frisbee. Get that frisbee. We're gonna take him out. We're gonna teach him a lesson by disintegrating him. That's how we deal with the drug dealers on the subway. Dude, this is so good. There's Tubby Turtle. Taking drugs is stupid, Toby. If someone doesn't like you because you say no, he's not your friend. Thanks, Wally. I didn't know what to do, so I just took the drugs. I just kept taking all of them. They looked good. And then I became more popular than ever. But now, upon reconsideration, I shouldn't have taken all those drugs that made me cool. You don't have to go along with the crowd to be cool. It's okay to be yourself. Now take it from me. Conform to my way of life. If you really wanted to know the truth, you gotta actually conform to what I want you to do. Solid advice, Wally. Dude, Wally Bear's Kino. Do they have like any posters? Can I get a Wally Bear poster in my background? Can I wear a Wally Bear shirt? This is actually amazing. Good pick, Eggles. Good pick. Who's that guy? What? I got drug overdosed right here on the streets. We got 2 more Wallies ahead of us. Blessed be Wally's mom. Keeps popping them out. I don't think when Wally Bear came out, what was it, like 1992 when Wally Bear came out? Had to be like 1992. I don't think there were as hard of drugs as there are now. There's like some really dangerous street shit nowadays that will just go from 0 to 1,000 and you're dead. Like, it's bad. Wally Bear, like what was he dodging? Weed? What was he dodging? Pop? Like, I don't know, man. There's 2 players? Is there a continue system? Should we have save stated? Oh, man.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
He OD'd. We ran out of Wallies, folks. We ran out of them. David says he has a Cheetah Man poster. Just take the pill, bro. What's the big deal? Don't you want to be cool? Tubby Turtle. Tubby Turtle is the coolest guy so far. Is there a game starring Tubby Turtle I could be playing? All right. David donated. Guys, that was a good pick, though. I do like... Well, David said Samurai Zombie Nation or Monster Party or... What was the other one? What was the third one? Ghoul School? All right, let me play a little Ghoul School because I know some history about Ghoul School. We'll do the history of Ghoul School. I'll eat some dinner and call it a night. How about that? It's been a great ROM night. It could have been better. Tech issues. We'll get those resolved by the next prom night. We're going to have a prom night too. A ROM night too, for sure. Do I even have Ghoul School in this ROM set? Damn it. I don't think I have it in this ROM set. This is a shitty ROM set. No Ghoul School? Alright, do I have Monster Party? We're doing nothing but dream games tonight, so why not? I have the Spanish version, or I have Monster in my pocket, or I have the Spanish version of Monster Party. Do we have any Spanish speakers in the chat? Do I even have Zombie Nation in here? I don't even have Zombie Nation. We're gonna have to get a better ROM set this next time around. Okay, it looks like we're playing the Spanish version of Monster Party. Jesus. What do they call that? Monster Fiesta, I guess. El Monster Fiesta. Let's do it. Inicio. Continua. Okay, so Mark was walking home one night after a baseball game. I can actually read Spanish, but I can't speak it that well. And then there was a brilliant shooting star shining brightly. La Hermosa. What is that? It says Ojad, blah, 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 blah. Let's go on. Essentially, he runs into a dragon. That's how it goes. Okay, so Monster Party here is one of the most bizarre games ever. I actually used the Monster Party soundtrack in my Blue Stinger video. Go back and want to know what the intro song is. It's Monster Party. My buddy Mark, he had this game growing up, and I think he liked it because the main character's name is Mark. Hola, baby! It's a surreal game because it's a bunch of random rooms. It's a bit of a Metroidvania, I think, but I think you have to clear the rooms. And I think you can attack this is supposed to be a Little Shop of Horrors themed monster with this Venus flytrap. So you can fight them two ways. You can hit them with the bat, or you can reflect the bubbles back. I think the bat is the way to go. And I'm really not sure what the question mark's all about. There's like random legs sticking out of the ground. There's dudes on fire shooting lasers at you. And if you take pills in this game, pills are actually a good thing in Monster Party because they turn you into a dragon. All right, let's continue. That was our warm-up here. The best way to deal with most enemies in the game is to reflect their shots back at them with the baseball bat. Many people have pointed out over the years that Monster Party, the sprite on Mark's bat looks like a penis. And there is also like a nudie mod or something where it just makes Mark naked, and it is a giant cock that he attacks with, so that's out there. There's a bit of grinding you can do. I'd advise you fight all the monsters so you can get all the power-ups. And now it's a shoot 'em up. I think this is a temporary thing. Like if you fall below a certain threshold, you lose the dragon. But now we're a dragon. This room's empty. The most infamous of the Monster Party things, like the thing about Monster Party is you want to go into each room and see what crazy thing they cooked up. Because there's a lot of different monsters at this party, and they all say funny things. One of them should say muerte, right? Dead. I think this guy's gonna say, yeah, lo siento, estoy muerto. Yeah, lo siento, I'm sorry, I'm dead. Estoy, I'm muerto, dead. Yeah, that's a classic. I think you just have to wait around until he lets you outside. It's just a dead body in a children's game. Video game Stupid LC. Is it his own or a bunch of other people's dreams? I'm not sure. Never liked unknown. His name's Mark. I know this because my buddy Mark growing up, he had the game and it was after him, so we always just said it was him. But in the Spanish version, he may be called Bart. I don't know. All right, now we're in Blood World. For some reason, it turns into a nightmare and everything turns bloody. I don't know why, it just does, and I love it. I love it for that. I did beat this on stream a long time ago. I want to say 10 years ago when I first started the cool stream. We did a Halloween stream. And I played through Monster Party, Splatterhouse, Wanpaku Graffiti, I think Friday the 13th, and a bunch of other stuff. But Monster Party is certainly a highlight. Por favor, no me petis? I'm not sure what that means, but the Pumpkinhead guy, the Jack-o'-lantern man, the best way to fight him is to kind of get at an angle, because he does a spread shot, and you want to like sling these pumpkins back at him because they do double damage. Otherwise, you can kind of cheese him by like going into him. So like, did you see how I was flying into him? You can hit him for multiple hits if you fly into him and spam the bat. But we're gonna have to do a little farming for hearts because I'm running really low on health, on Vita. I think you can respawn things. But we need hearts. The game's not playing nicely. RNGesus isn't on our side. Please. Hearts, 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 hearts. There we go, we got a heart. Oh, those hands coming out of the ground hurt you. Empty. Yeah, I can't speak Spanish worth a shit. I know, like, everything Garcia says. But I can read it because I did take elementary and middle Spanish and all that. A little bit in high school, I think. I mostly took German. I speak more Spanish than I speak German nowadays, though. And, like, yeah, you know, it's kind of a survival language to learn in America. Because it's, like, the second most spoken language in America. So you pick up a few things here and there. I think I have to beat all the bosses to open this door. That sucks. So we gotta go back and fight that plant who's all the way back at the beginning of the level. But Ghoul School, which was also recommended, I'll get a new ROM set. I'm gonna get a complete NES ROM set. I think I just picked one randomly off archive.org, if I'm being honest. I still read the occasional. There's a couple of if you guys like have any recommendations for good news outlets, but I think like even Giant Bomb has closed. IGN is like a lot of it's AI. It's hard to find like where the good writers are. Like I used to be able to name like 5 good writers off my hand back 10 years ago. And then now like big houses are firing their writers and replacing them with AI, and or they're being sold to the lowest bidder and just hiring just random Fiverr talent. It's bad out there for writers. For gaming writers, that is. Gaming. You could say Jeff Keighley back in his day was a good investigative journalist. For sure. Not many people know about that side of Jeff Keighley, but he was an investigative journalist that covered a lot of controversies within the gaming industry. That dude cracked apart the Xbox One. He showed Don Matrick what was up. And Konami. He set Konami straight a few times. I'd like to see that Jeff Keighley come back. Not Mr. Dorito Pope Shillman Game Awards guy. I want to see like the hard-hitting investigative journalist Jeff Keighley. Give him that dead-eye 1,000-yard stare, you know, in a Nintendo. So you really think, you know, almost nearly $500 for a new system and a game and $80 games, you think that's what the customers want? I would love to see Jeff Keighley just, like, have his redemption arc, you know? Oh, so you really think that's what gamers want, huh? I think they'd disagree with you if I'm being real and just destroy him. Down with Fun says, when Keeley stepped up to be the Game Awards host, I was really puzzled. It's crazy to think of how he is now, how compared to back then. Yeah, it is night and day. I think he was a part of Electric Playground or something. He used to be a journalist, a writer. He hosted his own TV show. He covered a lot of stories. I would like to see him, you know, when he retires from his Game Awards thing. I know that's his baby. Like, he really loves the Game Awards. And, you know, the Game Awards does have its place in the industry. It is the new E3, I guess. And I would say Jeff is doing more good than harm. He is a shill. He is kind of a shill dog, for real. But I think he may have killed D4. Okay, now that I think of it, this motherfucker may have killed D4. Let's take it back. Let's take back that compliment. Hold up. When Jeff Keighley grilled Don Matrick, that was the beginning of the end for D4. He really fucked over Sweary's career and made him into an alcoholic. He really ruined the trajectory of Sweary's career, Jeff Keighley. You know, he propped Kojima up, but in propping Kojima up, he completely ruined Sweary's fucking life. Could you imagine? I've never thought about that, but you know what? Now upon thinking, his little Don Matrick interview, Jeff Keighley's grilling of Don Matrick and getting Don Matrick to say that nuclear sub line is like, you know, we do have a product for people who can't afford an Xbox One. It's called the Xbox 360. So go with the 360. That's your answer. Damn. Like, you know, Jeff killed the Kinect. And okay, two things. He killed the Kinect, and he lowered the price of the Xbox One, and he killed always on online DRM for the Xbox One. Okay? Three things. But in killing the Kinect and causing all that controversy for the Xbox One early on, like, it obviously lost the console wars. That journalism was so damn good that it shifted the entire industry during the 8th generation. You got to realize, guys, the PS4 was going to be $100 more expensive. It was going to be the same price of the Xbox One until Sony saw the writing on the wall and said, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to really dunk on Xbox here. And the only reason, like, so many people shifted over that generation to the PlayStation 4 is because of probably that interview. Like, Jeff really fucked over Microsoft, and for the best, really. But he also killed D4 Season 2. That's the really real story. He's the domino. You ever see that meme of that guy, like, you know, that sets up the tiny domino that leads to the big domino? Jeff Keighley's little interview, and the big domino is Sweary retiring from the games industry. It's bad. But I think, you know, Jeff's partially responsible for that. D4 had a future before he opened his big fucking mouth. I don't know, guys. I'm just teasing, but not really. We're killing onion rings here. We're fighting onion rings. It's a tasty string. I'm getting pretty hungry in IRL. Now we've got tempura. I can't get this pattern down. What in life could prepare you for this? Do I gotta continue? Please let me continue. Okay, good. I was digging that. I really gotta grind. You gotta grind these gators a little bit to get some extra health, or these fishmen. He was on G4. Oh, yeah, was he on that show? Oh, yeah, he was on that show with Tina Wood and Laura Foy. Now that takes me back. The Game Awards feels like that high but bland society games for games. Meanwhile, people like us are out in the wasteland with actual taste in games. Basic, ergo, proxy. Yeah. I know what you're saying. As I said, the Game Awards feels like it is for the normie gamer. It's for the industry insider that wants to pat themselves on the back and buy their own award. I'm sure they're greasing Jeff's palms. I'm sure to get an award, there has to be some payola going on there to even get considered, right? Swery was nominated, or at least in the running for a Game Award. He was in the running for a Game Award for The Missing, but he was up against Celeste. It was really unfair. Really unfair. That's the only Game Award Swery was nominated for, probably the only one he's going to be. Unless he makes a Missing 2 or something. I don't think his current lineup of games is going to win him any awards. He's striking out. I'm really pulling for him, though. I think Hotel Barcelona is going to be a lot of fun. Hotel Barcelona is essentially going to be The Missing 2 because it's running on the same engine. So, you know I'm going to be covering that. Alright. We're going to grind our gators. We're going to get all the hearts we can and fight that evil tempura. And then Hikiko's going to eat some dinner because he's starving. He didn't expect ROM night to go on so long, you know? He should have had some more complimentary punch and finger foods, but no. Y'all were so enthusiastic tonight that he got to go into overtime and play some Monster Party, and I'm extremely grateful, guys. Seriously, like, the turnout for the cool streams, we've been keeping it a regular thing. We've been hitting every Wednesday. I haven't missed a Wednesday yet, and I'm very happy because you guys have been very passionate and showing up. I see people in the archives. Shout out to the archives. The secret passphrase for tonight is Jeff Keighley's 1,000-year Dorito eyes. Jeff Keighley's 1,000-yard Dorito stare. Jeff Keighley's 1,000-yard Dorito stare. That is the passphrase for tonight, or some, variation on that will work. If you're watching on the archive, if you're watching now, leave that in the comment section so I know you're a real one. I'm going to actually unlist this stream until I get it edited because there was a disaster that happened. So, I got to edit out that disaster. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, and then I'll throw it up live after that. Sorry, folks. Sorry if to all the Euros and the Brits that like watching it early in the morning with their spot of tea. But I want to make these high quality, and I don't want to have any technical mistakes. I do take it to heart. I do try and set up these things and then do a little something different each stream to keep you coming back. So like having something like that in the roster, I ain't happy with it, but there are some good things that came out of the stream. We had some fun times, so it will be kept, and I'm going to try and keep all of them. But if I have like a really, really bad technical hiccup, I might have to take them out and start over and call it a mulligan. But this one will go up. I'm just going to unlist it, edit it, and then throw it right back on up. So Down with Fun said, what was the disaster? The sound and then the Steam Deck. They weren't playing nice with my capture card. Something happened. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Old Hikiko's going to get to the bottom of it, and we're going to have issue-free cool streams. Because I do want to do another ROM night. We could do Super Nintendo, we could do Sega Genesis. When I was broke, man, I couldn't picture this. We could do Sega Saturn, we could do PlayStation, we could do PS2 night. But we're going to keep it localized to just one system. If you don't mind. I'm surprised nobody recommended Clash at Demon Head. I really like Clash at Demon Head. My mom and I used to play that game. That's a tough game. Tough exploration game. But My mom and I used to like call the Nintendo hotline and shit for Clash of Demon Head. And I was tickled to death when I saw the Clash of Demon Head reference in Scott Pilgrim. Such a weird reference to have there. Oh no! We did it! We did it! We fought the Tempura. That's the hardest boss fight. For real. These Ridley Scott aliens got me though. Got killed by the alien egg. Well, folks, we're gonna call it Fiend tonight. We're gonna do a little thin, but I want to shout out to everyone who donated tonight. You got Eggles in here. Never Liked Unknown. King David was in here. I know some other people. I want to make sure I get all the shout outs right. Aaron with the 15. Barbie Chan. Thanks for that. The Barbie actually turned out pretty well. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. Everyone, tonight, this will be on the Cool Stream playlist. I'm unlisting it for now. Gonna edit it, then I'll throw it back up. The problem is when you edit something in YouTube Editor, it kills the chats. So thankfully, I have a record of the chats here under me at all times, but it does kill the chat feature for whatever reason. But Clash of Demon Head's a classic. Yeah, that me and my mom used to play that one quite a bit. And then Scott Pilgrim, of course. So, folks, it's 10, my time. I gotta get something in me. I had my good Juzu on tonight. I just got this Juzu. I got some new Juzu because my old Juzu broke. My prayer beads. They protect me. It was a good stream. I felt the energy. ROM night went off without a hitch. We had great support tonight. So I'll see you next Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to stream next, but follow me on Twitter. Go watch that Shadows of the Dam video. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.